Well, good morning. This devotion is for Friday, October 9th. And we're going to be looking at Luke's Gospel, of course. We're looking at the 7th chapter. And the verses that we're looking at this morning are verses 31 to 35. Um, we've just got done with John the Baptist sending people to talk to Jesus to confirm that he is the Messiah, and then they go and Jesus is giving all of these lauding all of these things about John, and then he turns on the Pharisees and the scribes and the unbelievers. So here we have chapter 7, verses 31 to 35 in Luke's Gospel. To what then will I compare the people of this generation? And what are they like? They are like children sitting in the marketplace and calling to one another. We played the flute for you, and you did not dance. We wailed, and you did not weep. For John the Baptist has come eating no bread and drinking no wine, and you say he has a demon. The Son of Man has come eating and drinking, and you say, look, a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. Nevertheless, wisdom is vindicated by all her children. So Jesus is saying, look, no matter what approach we take, whether we played the flute for you, trying to lift up praise and happiness, and you didn't want to dance. We cried and you didn't want to cry with us. John came spreading the word and preparing the way, and John came as an ascetic. He's out there in the wilderness. He's partaking of nothing that's pleasurable in any way that we know of. He's eating very austere in a very austere manner, and he's a Nazarite. He seems to be a Nazarite anyway, that pledged and committed to God at birth and to live this lifestyle of abstaining. So. And then Jesus comes, and Jesus seems to be the opposite, so to say, or at least partially the opposite. We don't want to say completely the opposite, but he has a different approach. Neither approach seems to be effective. No, they're those that want to doubt, those that want to talk down. Doesn't matter. And we have to look at these words and read these words and think about, not only what it's talking about. This is the life application. All right. It's really easy for us to read scripture sometimes and just look at it as a historical thing and condemn the Pharisees and put them down and those doubters and how dare they doubt. And then we don't want to think about, oh, where am I in this story? And we do have to think about that. Too often, we can look at someone that is a teacher or a preacher, what have you, and we can say, oh well, everything is great, but, and then we discount the rest of it. And too often we will, just because I don't agree with something, one particular thing, I don't like the way they dress. What's with pastor? He always wears a cap. Well, that's because I don't want to blind you with my shiny head. Plus, I protect my fragile little brain with putting something on my head. But some minor thing we pick out to complain about. Oh, John, he dresses so strangely, and he has a weird diet. My word, what's up with that guy? And he dresses just atrociously. And then Jesus, he's always hanging out with sinners, for crying out loud, and he eats and he drinks, and he eat with anybody. What's up with that? This fellowship meal thing. That means you agree with people. If well, that's not what Jesus is getting at. Jesus is empathizing with people, and he's trying to bring them together. But we're like that. We always look for, but we don't like that little thing about somebody, and we can't look for the message in the messenger. We don't look. We say, oh, well, this person's terrible. Well, he couldn't possibly, or he's done this one terrible thing, I guess I should say. And so obviously he could never possibly do any good. And we judge people, and we write them off too quickly. And here Jesus, could be written off by the Pharisees and the scribes, partly because he's broken the Sabbath. We've talked about the Sabbath a while back before I left on vacation. And Jesus is a Sabbath breaker in the eyes of the authorities. But yet he told them why he was a Sabbath breaker. But, we can't listen to him because of that. So we want to be careful we don't become one of those Pharisees and scribes, that we don't just go around saying, "Oh, how awful! Oh, how awful!" and always finding flaws and faults and reasons not to listen to the teachings that are being taught to us. So that's where I'm going to leave you today. Tomorrow will be the last video that I will have pre-recorded before I'm back with you live on Monday, would be the 12th. So with that, have a very blessed day. It's afternoon here. I almost said blessed afternoon. A very blessed day there, because you're in the morning there. And of course, be a blessing to someone today, please. I'll see you soon.